really think, I don't know what he was set up to be, but I kind of didn't feel like he was really, I mean, he'll be a bad guy again, but
Yeah.
it'll be a while before he does a hero turn or anything.
Yeah. Nah, for sure. All right, so we're going to our trusty box office mojo here, and believe it or not, even though it was much lower than it should have been, Transformers was number one at the box office, beating Spider-Man by 5 million.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man's in its second week?
Second week, yep, 55 million. Then we have Little Mermaid, third place, 22. Guardians at 7. I'll try to remember to share this later on. James Gunn posted a picture of his dog that he adopted, and somebody was like, cool post, but when's Guardians going on digital? And he was like, well, it's currently fourth place still, so let us enjoy the theaters for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? He's not wrong there.
He's not.
Yeah. So I started a new tab, the summer 2023 battle. And in this one, I added some filters on here as well. Safe to say I like Excel sheets. Yes.
Yeah, you're a little Excel whore right now.
Yeah. So as far as the opens, we have Spider-Man pretty much doubled what Transformers did. Transformers did 60.5 million on their domestic open. So, you know, the next big one that we're waiting for, I mean, Flash. I'm happy to eat my words if Flash ends up breaking 80 million, but I think Mission Impossible is the one, again, to beat the summer.
Yeah.
So let me show one other thing, and then I'll pose this question to you. So let me just turn on the Transformers franchise filter. So as far as domestic opens goes, Rise of the Beast is third lowest on the list. The only things below that are The Last Night, which I think by the time that came out, people were like, I'm all set on Transformers.
Yeah.
That would open at 44 million. I don't even remember. Oh, is that the one with Leonard Nimoy voicing the bad guy?
No, that was the third Michael Bay one where they destroy Chicago.
He plays Unicron or something like
that. Well, in
the cartoon,
in the cartoon, Orson Welles was Unicron. In the Leonard Nimoy did Galvatron.
Galvatron. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, got reborn as. God, I know too much of this shit. And yeah, I had actually heard Orson Welles had done it recently. I forgot all about that. I was like, oh man, that's right, Orson Welles. And I forget, he was a prime in the Michael Bay third one. He was like he was the one they found like on the moon, unconscious or offline or whatever you want to call it.
So that one's not The Last Night? I thought that was.
No, The Last Night is like Optimus Prime, I think, is actually a bad guy for a little while from the trailers, because at the end of the fourth one, he goes off to try to find who made him or who made them, I think, because they sent like a bounty hunter after him. And then so he goes flying off to go, confront them. And then for at least a little while of the last one, he's a bad guy. Never bothered to see it. I was so done by the time that came out.
Yeah. I forgot about that movie. And then beneath that is Bumblebee. Bumblebee only opened at 21 million, which Bumblebee's a lot better than 21 million as far as like a quality movie. But again, let's put this now in chronological order. So, a little bit of an uptick from the last two movies, but I think people are kind of transformed out as far as going to theaters. Last night was the Dinobots one. Really? I thought that was Age of Extinction. It's too many fucking movies. The other thing too to consider, I was talking to my cousin this weekend, and Optimus, yeah, Optimus. Like, wasn't Optimus doing like a Vin Diesel where he's like the bad guy, like in that last Fast movie? Um. Anyway, I
Yeah,
was
Aaron
talking.
said it was Extinction.
Yeah. I was pretty sure. So, talking to my cousin this weekend, and I didn't even ask her about this movie. We were talking about something else, and she's like, no, I can't, because they go watch 4D pretty much every time they go to the movies, and they're a family of 5. So she's like, there's so many movies dropping this summer, I have to be selective at this point. And I think Transformers kind of ran into that issue where it's, you're sandwiched between, we're going to call it a Batman movie because that's why most people are going. You're sandwiched between a Batman movie, Spider-Man, and then you had Fast 2 weeks prior to that. So like, you're kind of screwed. Especially because everybody's saying it's a good movie.
Yeah, everybody's saying The Flash is a good movie, you're saying?
No. Rise of the Beast. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my audio cut out for a quick second.
No, you're good. So yeah, it's not the best open, but I'd be lying if I said it was surprising. The one column that is surprising internationally, it only opened at 18 million. So nobody saw this shit. And I thought at least in like Japan and in Asia, people would be crazy for Transformers because it's got the whole mech look to it. But this thing bombed overseas, which is insane. Aaron says you only need one, Bumblebee and Rise. Yeah, I could agree with that. Dave's mentioned the house. Good to see you. You said I started Bumblebee on FX with my grandma, and it did look good. It's on Paramount. I need to check it out. Yeah, you do. Sal says, Aaron, help me. Wasn't Bumblebee in a weird place timeline? Yeah, so they did a like reboot, but not. It was very ambiguous as far as where that movie fits, because I think they weren't sure where they wanted to go with everything. But Bumblebee's worth a watch. It is definitely a fun movie. Not something you have to see in theaters to enjoy, in my opinion, but it's a fun movie.
It seemed fun from the few minutes I watched because I was like starting to enjoy it, and then I was like, "Damn it, I got to watch this without commercials and like not filtered for TV." Not that I think they have to edit too much because it's on TV. And John Cena's in it, and I was like, "Uh oh."
Yeah. So here we are, and then this week we have The Flash, followed by Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Ninja Turtles,
right,
and Blue Beetle, which nobody's talking about. Ain't nobody
yeah, the first film of the new DC universe, and
yeah,
I completely forgot it was coming out.
yeah. I repeatedly forget until I open the sheet to update the numbers, and I'm like, oh, Blue Beetle's a thing.
When is it coming out? What date?
We have this down as August 18th.
Oh man! All right. Well, they have a whole month and a half to kick their game up, but
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, let's see how much we make on Flash and use some of that marketing budget to push Blue Beetle. But I mean, Flash is probably so far in the hole that they're just like, we need to make every little penny we can. But I wouldn't be surprised if Flash does well, they're gonna rev up the marketing on Blue Beetle. But if Flash bombs, I think Blue Beetle kind of just pops up and we're like, oh yeah, here it is. It's this weekend,
Yeah. It'll be on digital a lot quicker than not.
Yeah, than Guardians. So the one that I think is going to be that sleeper, it could go either way. It's a total coin flip, is Ninja Turtles. At that point, a month has passed since Mission Impossible, so maybe people have saved up their money. Kids probably have not gone to theaters since Transformers, unless they're rewatching Spider-Verse a million times. So I think Ninja Turtles has a real shot at a nice 80 to 100 mil. And again, for frame of reference here, Spider-Man opened up at 120 Little Mermaid opened up at 95. So I think Ninja Turtles not quite as popular as Little Mermaid with certain audiences. So
Hmm.
I think a nice 80 mil would be okay, but I wouldn't doubt if it could creep up closer to that 100. If people are just like, you know what, it's raining this weekend, let's go to the theater. We'll see.
I think that's fair. I think, like you said, they'll have recovered from Mission Impossible and let's say The Flash, Indiana Jones, all that stuff, and that's one for the kids. Like,
Yeah.
there's really nothing else, like you said, except for Spider Verse and Little Mermaid and stuff like that. You know, even Guardians isn't really for kids. So, and that
Right.
already came out a month
Right.
ago.
Right.
So,
True.